what we have discussed in the last class? Yes. That's why you went backside. Stop. So in the last class we have discussed ls command in detail with what are the options. Yes, can you tell? Did anybody try executing these commands? Options, okay? So filtering the content based on your requirements. And also we have discussed date command. What else we have discussed? ls command, date command. You have to note down the important points. Don't wait for my instruction every time. So next we'll move on to other commands. The first one is who. Okay. So I think in some class I have already executed. What is this who command? What it is going to display? It is going to display all the user details who are logged in. Okay, so we already discussed Unix operating system is multi-user. Okay, if there are more than one user are working, their details are displayed here. In case if you want to know your terminal details, okay, only your details. So in that case, how to check? So here now you can just go through what are the information it is specifying. Okay, the first column tells username, the second column tells remote host, then login date and time, okay, then remote host. Okay, so these are the details you are going to get, and this is how you are going to get the details. So next we have option for who command, that is -u. Okay, so where you are going to get the details to all the users. Okay, and also like currently logged in. Okay, so there are some usernames I have got here. In case if your system when you are checking, it may give different output. Okay, don't expect the same thing. It will be different output. Next minus, here you can just observe what are these information you may not understand if you just check without column names. If you want to know the details of these, so you can just give option called, it's visible no? Is it visible? Okay, so who minus UH. Okay, if you want to get the heading, because you can see roughly you can tell that this is the name of the user, this is the terminal name, month, okay, this is year, okay, time, and what is this. So if you want to know each of this column information, just give the option called minus UH, where you are going to get the headings. Okay, the first column is name, then line, okay, then time, so idle, PID, like how long it is idle, then what is the process ID that is executed by this particular user, and if any comments. In case if you want to know only your details, then you have to specify $who am I. Clear? So we'll just try these three options. Okay, for who command, we'll just try to. More discussion. What discussion is going on? So here, nobody is using, only single user. I'll be getting like I have one more copy of this, so that's why you are getting two information. But if you are installed by your own and you are log connected to the server with your name, then it will display the name of the user. So here I have just given both the names as SVC, so that's why I am getting. So next minus, always you need to give a proper space, capital H, hyphen, yes. Okay, so you're going to just get the details of that particular terminal or the user details who logged in. Okay, so name, line, okay, then time information. So the idle information, is it old or new, then process ID. If any comments, that also it is going to display. Okay, in the exam they will give explain the commands followed by who. Then you should just explaining what it is. It's not enough. You have to explain each of the details. This is to know who all are logged into the system, who all are using the operating system. Okay. Next. So if you want to change the password, okay. Just a minute. So password information, we have a command called password. So why this password is required? So this is mainly required for changing the password of the account. If you want to change the password account, here I already given some particular password. If you want to change that password, you can just use the command called password. It is not ORD, okay, just pass WD. So this is the command, followed by you can just specify the option and also the username, to which username you want to change the password. Okay, so just note down command password option user. So what are the details when you give password? What are the details it is going to give? So that I am going to explain. So don't try to change the password, or else you need to remember that particular password. So many times the user will change the password. It may be difficult for, if you are working in laboratory, what happens? So most of the students in each lab they used to go and work. So the first batch student, if they change the password, so it is difficult for the second batch student. So how come they will come to know that what is a password set? Okay, so even if you try to change, then you have to change it back to the old password. Okay, if it is your system, you can just try. Okay, here password command changes the password for a user account, not for the admin account. Okay, only for the user account it can change. So the normal user can only change the password of their own account. So I already told in the previous classes, you will be having two logins. One is admin login and user login. So where admin will be having more privileges. So now how you can change from user login to admin? So we have a separate command that we are going to discuss in today's class. So now what are the information it is going to specify when you give password command? Okay. So what are the information you are going to get? Okay, these are the details you are going to get. One is current UNIX password. Okay, you have to type the current UNIX password. Whatever you are using for login, the same password you want to enter it. If it is not matching, then you are not able to change the password. Maybe if, in my system, if somebody is trying to change the password, if this option is not there, then easily they can change the password. That's why it is asking for the old password. Okay, the existing password should be entered, then only the user is allowed to change the password, new password. So enter new UNIX password. After that, if it is password is correct, then it will prompt for enter new password. Clear? So then once again it will ask for confirmation. So you need to give once again the same password, and if you enter it, so the password is going to be changed. Okay, and this password it is going to apply only for the user account. Is it clear? I am not going to execute that. I will just show you how to run password command. Are you getting? So what you are getting? See, you need to write that output. When you are giving prompt password, you are going. It is asking for changing password for username. What is the username I have given? SPCE. Okay. Now you need to specify what is the current UNIX password, user password. Okay. I am not going to specify anything. I think it won't take. Okay. So if you give the correct password, then only it will prompt for new password. Okay, here I have not given any password. So even you can just try giving wrong password. Here one more thing, I have typed the password. Are you able to view? No. No. So password it won't display. Whatever you are typing, it won't display. For that there are some settings. You can just go through that. You can make it enable whatever the password you are typing in the form of asterisk that can be displayed. So here the settings is done where it is not able to display the password, but I have entered the password. Then press enter. So you are getting an error. What is the error? Authentication token manipulation error. Okay. Are you getting? So it is specifying that whatever the password I have given, it is not correct. So if it is correct, then only it will go for asking for the new password. So like enter new UNIX password. Okay, let me just try that, but I won't change. Okay, I have typed the password. What it is asking for? Why? Because my password is correct. Whatever I have entered, it is correct. Now it is asking for the new password. Okay, so I don't want to give. I'll just exit. Okay, enter the UNIX password. If it after that you need to retype the same password. Okay, no password supplied because I have not given any password. You can just note down that. Okay, the syntax for password. Are you people are pass the sheet? I have given over. Boys, everybody written your name. Udav Kumar, where is the board? Where you are turning? Where is the board? Which direction board is there? You are turning backside. Yes, enough. So next we'll move on to yes. So next we'll move on to man command. I think in previous class I've already explained what is man command. Manual. So that is help. Okay. If you don't know something, because there are so many commands, thousands of commands are there. So you cannot remember all the commands, all the options. So in that case, if you are like not guarantee of what you are using that command name or the option, you can just take the help of man command. So where it is going to display the what is the type of command, okay, for what purpose, how you need to specify the options, the complete details it is going to display. Okay, what are the details it is going to display? The content, main content. One is name of the command. Okay, then synopsis. So name of the command. So where it is going to specify in one line the description. Okay, if you are typing WC. Okay, $WC man WC. What you are going to get from this? So what is this command? Word count. Okay. word count. So if you don't know what is WC, you just use man command and you will be able to get the details, complete details of this man command. So first line indicates the name where it is going to explain in one line what is this command. Okay. So what is this command? That is word count. Then followed by you are having a synopsis. Okay. The second information, it is synopsis, where it contains one or more entries that shows the syntax of the command usage. Okay, how you can specify the command WC, then followed by option, then followed by arguments. Okay, so that option it is going to explain in the synopsis. Then detailed description of the what command does. Okay, in detail. So here I just explained in one line, in the first line, where it tells what is this command. But if you go for third column, I mean third row, where it contains the detailed description. Okay, what is this command is going to perform. Switch on the projector. Then you will be having options. So how the options are specified in the manual or document. So it is represented using square brackets. Okay. So with icon. Then after that you will be having the arguments. See, it is just, remember, it is a just complete one document about that particular command. So document means the complete information about that command. Whatever the command you give here, so already UNIX it is having the manual complete information based on what is the input you are giving. It will just fetch only that information and display to the user. Okay. Is it on? Then you will be having environment variables. Okay, what are the environment variables you are going to use with respect to that command? Just note down the information, heading, don't write everything. Name, a description, option, arguments, environment. And also many times what happens is you may not get the same details for all the command. Okay, so some of the command you may get different details. Just write the keywords, that is name, synopsis, description, option, arguments or parameters, then environment. So these are the information you're going to get when you try to get the help from man command or execute the man command. Next, not only that, just write the keywords. Don't keep writing all the things. Later I will share these slides. So I request everyone to install UNIX Ubuntu operating system and try to execute these things. Okay, so next it also contains about the bugs. That means what are the possible error you may get. So that information it is going to specify. Then note additional information that might be useful for understanding the command better. Then file information, okay, files that this command might access. What is from where this when you are executing WC, okay, so which file it is accessing in bin directory. So that details it is going to display. Then function names, then author details, okay, author or person, people who wrote the command programming code. Even you can write your own command, okay, because this is open source. You can just add the command to the open source and you can introduce the new command and you can work with that. So for that you have to write the program. Okay, how they have done ls command. So that is done by somebody else. Okay, WC done by somebody else. So it is a like contribution from different users. Okay, so now let me just check with any one particular. Yes. What I did? I executed man with which command? ls command. So now what you are getting? Name. So you just read what is the, in single line they have given description. What is that particular command? Then followed by synopsis where they are specifying what are the, like the syntax, what and all option you can specify, and also the arguments, how you can specify. Then description. So in the description where they have given the complete details of the options. Okay, for the given command, what are the options you can specify. So we have discussed some of the options in the yesterday's class. Okay, so this is all the description of that particular command. Okay, then what do you have? Author's details, reporting bugs. Okay, then copyright information. Okay, so this is the complete details, and also you can just see the 1 minute. Okay. Any doubt in this? So now how to check this, like in the form of page. Okay. Actually, if you are installed Linux or the old version of UNIX operating system, so you can and better understand these commands. So now I am using the latest version. Okay. So what are the options we can go with the man command? So one is -k and -f. So what is -k indicates? So this option indicates man searches the name section of all the man pages. See, whatever the document you got now your, so that is represented as the pages. Okay, this is one page. Okay, and this is the second page. Like the complete document, it is represented in the form of pages. Okay, so now if you are interested in only the particular information, okay, so this page may not contains all the details like what you require. So now specific information you can extract from this manual. The keywords you need to specify. Okay, example you can just see man -k, okay, awk. So wherever this keyword is matching, it is going to fetch those line of information in a man document. Are you getting? Because if you, I am not interested to know all these things. If I am interested only to check particular keywords, so in that case, wherever, whichever the line it is matching with that particular keyword, it is going to display the information. Okay, if you want to quit from the man document, you need to just press Q, it will come out of that document. Okay, so now $man -k awk. Let me just try. So what is -k indicates? It is going to search for the given keyword man -k. You can give any keyword. Okay, so whichever the line it is matching with awk, it is just printing only that particular information, that line of information. So do you expect the same output in your system also? The output I am asking? May not. Okay, you can just see in the slide whatever I have used. So it is giving only the two line of information. Okay, so for me it is different. So even depending on what files you have stored, so what is the content it is stored, based on that you will be able to get only set of information. So this is how you can specify the option for man command. Clear? So now the same operation you can just perform using, there is one more option called -f. Let me just check it. What is grep? Do you have any idea? In the first class I told. What is grep command? Pattern searching. Okay. So even what what we have done now using -k option, that is also pattern searching. Okay, the same option you can just do using grep, that is man -f grep. So using -f also you can just do the search. Only thing is, so it is specifying that simply display one line header from the name section. That means if you don't want to get the complete details, okay, don't want to get like so many things you're getting, no. So only if you want to know one line of information that is there in the name section. So if you want that, you need to give -f. Okay. Did you check? I am not displaying wherever it is matching. I want only one line of information that is specified in the name section. Can you see? Oh, I am getting only the first line, this one. So what is this AWK? Why I am searching this AWK will come to know. It is scripting language where you will be writing script using if condition, okay, like how you have written your C programs. In the same manner, you can write the scripting language using AWK. And AWK, I think it's required for even in NS2 lab or CN lab. Okay. So next, minus option. Just note down the options for man command. F -F -K. Now it is -C. Sorry, S. What is this S? It is going to do. So here you can specify the section number from which section you want to get the details. Instead of going through the complete manual, if you are interested only in the description or if you are interested only in the synopsis, you can just specify the section number. Then you will get only that information. Okay. For that you need to follow this man 4. This is the section number followed by for which you are going to search for the information. That is the command. So that is also acceptable and you can use this also. Man minus, sorry, it is hyphen. Don't use minus, -s for password. What is this password? Why I am using? It is just command. You can, instead of that, you can use WC, LS, so many other commands. Okay, so what exactly it is going to do? So this display the documentation for a configuration file, that is etc password. So where it contains the command details of command file name in the folder called etc password. So from section 4. So we'll just look into that one example. Man. Yes. Okay, so for password there is no document, so you can just use some other. No, there is something wrong. So no manual entry for ls command. So C man 7 documented. Okay, it's not working. Yes. Okay, this command is not working. So because we have discussed in the beginning class, like there are different types of shells. What are the different types of shells are available? Shell command. Without that you cannot run all these commands. What are the different types of shell are available? Hmm? No, shell. C, con, bash. Okay, these are the different shell command. Which shell your system supports? You can just check it by typing. How will check? How we are going to check? It is used by your system. What is the command you are going to use? Type. Oh, what happened? Why suddenly everybody started talking? What type of shell we are using? How you are going to check? Maybe in some class I told how to check the type of commands using type. Using type, specify type dollar S H T L. Okay, so my system it supports for bash shell. Okay, there are some of the commands, whatever it is there in the textbook, it works for bash shell, and for some of the things it not works, depending on the type of shell you use. Okay, in the textbook they have given in the note part also. So in case if this particular command is not working, what is the alternative you have to use for the different shell? Check the output. What type of shell it is? How you are checking? By specifying command type. Okay. And this one I'll let me check. I'm not getting the output for this. I will be checking in the next class. Okay. So next, using man to understand the man. That means we have used the man command to understand this particular commands. So now first understand what is this man, how it works. Okay. So we need to understand how the document is prepared, like how the information it is specified for each of the command. But major content I have already given what are the information it is going to store for each of the command. Okay. So here the variable pager or it controls the pager of man users if you set less or more. So how much information you want, you can set that either specifying less or more when you are using the man command. Okay. So for that you need to set like this. Okay. So this setting is valid only for the current session. That means as long as you log in to this system, so this setting it is going to applicable. So if you want to view the manual details, the less information of the command information using pager, you need to set like pager is equal to less. If you want to know the more details of that particular command from the manual, you have to specify here more. Okay, so there is one more command called APROPOS. Okay, or we have one more command called what is command. So now you can make use of these commands to check what exactly that particular command is going to perform in a single line. Okay, so list the command and files associated with the keyword. So this is similar to whatever we have used the previous command. So I think yes, for man we have used man minus k awk. So whichever the file or this keyword wherever it is matching, only that information it is printing. In the same manner, so even this particular command is going to work. So wherever it is going to match with FTP, okay, that is file transfer protocol. So that information it is going to display. Okay. Then what is, in case if you want to know what is that particular command, so instead of going for every time man command, you can just use what is space commanding. Okay, so you will get the information in single line. So now I have explained so many commands. If you don't know what is the type command, you just use what is type. Okay, so here it is not going to perform any particular operation. Okay, so type it is not going to perform any particular operation, it is going to fetch the information about this command. So in that case you cannot get any details about that particular command. Okay, so you need to give the valid command names. Similarly you can check with any other commands. Clear? So you need to give the proper name of the command. Okay, so here actually for man command, so in the old edition of UNIX operating system, so when you try to work with the man, 1 minute, ls, I'll go with the ls. What happens? It is open the manual document. So here the information it is displayed, this is one page. Okay, so if you want to go for next page, so for that all you need to use some of the keywords from the keyboard. But here it is now the GUI is implemented for latest version of Unix or Linux operating system. So you can just use the GUI and you can just scroll the document and you can view the details of that particular command. Okay. So but in the old versions you cannot use like scrolling mouse, all that. So you have to use the particular keyboard. Like if I want to exit from this manual, I need to press Q. Similarly, if you want to go for next page, so you have to use one particular keyword. Okay, so now that is not required because of improvement in the GUI. Okay, so navigation, all that it comes. And also how much information you want, you can just specify by specifying what key if you press, okay, what operation it has to perform. If you want to go for the next page, you can just use the space bar. So you just try, it just works for space bar. Yes. I am just pressing the space bar, it is going for the next page. So like that for all the operations, so you have a specific key. You can make use of those keys and perform the operation. So it is listed here. Can you see? If you press B, it will go for one page back. If you press space bar, okay, or F, it will go for one page forward. That's what I did now. Okay, I was just pressing space bar. So another one, if you want to go for the previous page, I am pressing B. Getting what I am explaining? Gaurav, how you are going for next page in the manual? Which keyword you are going to use? Keys from the keyboard for next page and also back previous page. Huh? Space bar for next page. For back, I told now itself already forgot. Huh? What you are doing? What you have to do? For back one page. How come they know? You were sitting in the class, no? Stop discussing, listen to the class. Sit down. Okay, so similarly you can just go through all different options how you can work. This is not so important. I'll just stop that. So next we'll move on to another command called TTY. Okay, that is nothing but terminal command. So what exactly it is? So TTY stands for teletype. So it is in a utility. Okay, utility, it is an application. It is used to show the name of the terminal we are using. One way we have already discussed how to check which terminal, who command, using who command I can check. So all are the users logged into which terminal? Remembered? Can you see here it is specifying the terminal name. So instead of this even you can go for TTY. It will specify which terminal I am using. Okay, so where it is specifying the path. Okay, so this is the path of that particular terminal. You can specify the option called. So this is, see, whatever you are using here or specifying as a command, these are all nothing but it is a file. Okay, so located in a particular directory. Most of the commands it is located in bin directory, okay, or user directory. So that particular file get executed and immediately will get the output. So here you can just use the -s or -s to check. So that is silent mode. What exactly the silent mode? It will not print anything on the screen, returns only the exit status. Okay, so it is not going to specify any information, but previously with TTY you got the terminal information. Okay, here it is not going to specify any status or the name of the terminal, simply it will terminate. Okay, so next uname, knowing the user terminal. There are some commands, okay, it performs the same operations. So now what is this uname? So the user command displays certain features of operating system on your machine. In case if you want to know, so which operating system you are running, what is the version, so all that you can come to know using uname command. So if you want to know what is the OS you are running, so just type. Okay, so the operating system I am using, it is Linux. In one class I told to check what is the difference between Unix and Linux. Have you checked? Have you checked the differences? What do you mean by Unix operating system? What do you mean by Linux operating system? Okay, both are the same environment but with different features. Okay, Unix is very old version. So now what are the new versions or new features it is added in Linux? You go back and check it. In the next class I will ask what is the difference between those two. Okay, if you want to know what is the version, so you need to give the option -r. Is it clear? So always keep checking these information, in which terminal you are working, which operating system you are working, what is the version you are using, okay, using the command names. Okay, so this is the version I am using. This is the version of the Linux operating system. Clear? Uname command. Okay, in case if you want to know the machine name, okay, you can just specify the option called -n. Okay, so what is the machine name I have given? SVC virtual box. So this is done when I am installing the OS. Okay, so it will, in case if you have installed, if you have given your name, you will get your name. Okay, so this is just to know the machine. you can do some of the settings of the terminal. Okay, so what are those? How you can do that? Using stty command. Okay, so that is keyword is equal to value. So this is the combination. You need to specify what are the values you want to change. Values in the sense like if you want to exit from a particular command, if you are not prompting for the dollar sign. Okay, so if you are not given proper input, your command prompt sometimes it won't go for the dollar symbol. In that case, what you have to do, you have to use some shortcuts like pressing control D, okay, where it will kill that operation and it will come back to the command prompt. So that is how you can do the settings. So columns, number of columns in a screen, always it can store 80 characters. Then pixels, okay. So these are the some settings. So don't do any settings, just leave it for the default value. But you can just run that command stty minus k. Okay, so they have already given the some of the settings. Okay, don't do any changes. You can change these things by specifying the keyword. Okay, for what you want to change. If you want to quit, okay, from that particular command or that particular process, so you can specify what settings, like how you can come out of that by pressing particular character. Okay, like how I told. So these values you can set, but time being I am not going to do modifying of all those settings. Okay, just remember you can just change the terminal settings. So example, always remember, so that is control D, where you, if you want to come out of the process, so you will be using that. So I'll just skip this part. Okay, so now we have discussed from user point of view. So there are some situation or some context it requires the login should be the admin login. Then only you will get some of the privileges. User is not having all the privileges to check monitor, okay, for some of the assigning the priority, all those things the user will not be having. So in that case, how to change the mode from user to the admin mode? So what is the command I should use? Okay, so for that we have a command called su. Okay, so su stands for super user. Okay, where the super user will be having more number of privileges. So the administrator does not need to use root user ID for all the tasks. Okay, so only for the sum of the task. It does not require to log in every time in the root. So only whenever it requires the specific options or setting, if it is required, in that case immediately the login can be changed to super user or the root login. So how you can do that? So using command called su. Okay, so let me just. Okay. So if you want to change from user mode to the admin or root login, so it requires password. What is the password should be specified. If you are giving password, correct password, then only it will change to root login. So how you are going to differentiate root login, the user login, in terms of command prompt? So by seeing the terminal or command prompt, how you can tell now it is in user mode or root mode, root login mode. Dollar for user and hash for root login. Okay. So I'll just change this. Okay. So I have given wrong password. So you're getting error message that is authentication failure. Can you see? Yes. Did you observe what is changed? What happened now? In which mode I am? Did you got how to change from user to the root login? See, before it was $. So now I am changing to super user mode. So for that I need to give the password, correct password. Then only it will be changed to admin or root login. Okay. Is it clear how you can use su command? Okay. So there are some more information about su command. We'll discuss that in the next class.